Oh, there's so many of you. You're so beautiful. Wave at yourselves. Hi. Hey. I'm so glad to be here. Sorry I forgot to lose weight before the show. Oops, so you guys get to see all of this love. Me and Janine out here with our fupas. Rocking my mom jeans tonight. I'm doing it big. Anybody else happy to leave your kids at home tonight? Me too. Yes, I am the mom of 7. I got you beat, Janine. They're plants. They are all plants. I am a stay-at-home plant mom. And my children are thriving. I'm excited to say that. And that's a big deal because there was a point in my life where I killed a succulent. So the fact that my children are doing so well is a testament to the type of parent that I am. Amazing. I love my children. They're so good, and I love that I won't go to jail if I leave them at home alone, or outside, or in my car. Nobody's gonna break the window, try to get them out. So I'm out here, but I'm doing life well with my plant children. And honestly, it hasn't always been that great. My children do have different fathers. But it's wholesome now. Even though I was out hoeing a little bit in the garden, I'm more wholesome. I'm raising them well. Around my house, WAP stands for water and photosynthesis. So yeah, I love my children. They are demanding a little bit. They ask for things like glow lights or soil, things like that, water. But I do try to raise them well so that they'll be a good representation of me. But I love, not that I wouldn't be great with human children, because I think about that sometimes. You guys have human children, right? Okay. Yeah, I think about humans sometimes, and I think, well, maybe I could have had one or should have had one. But then I thought about the fact that the other day I forgot to put my groceries away. When I came in the house, I brought them in, but I left them there. So there's this mark on the floor where I left the frozen food. What would happen if that was a baby? So I was like, I know better. Not that I wouldn't be a great mom. I feel like I could be a great mom. I am, there's like nature and nurture. I'm nurture. My child would know he was loved, but we would live in the back of my car. He would go to school and they'd say, little Kevin, or whatever you name kids, what's your address? And he'd be like, 2017 Honda Accord. So I know my limitations. I'm gonna stick to my plans. I'm doing a good job. They're alive. That's great. And plus, I've spent a lot of time with children. I don't have my own, but my brother and my sister have children. I have 4 nephews, 27, 12, 9, and 5. They are my favorite people, and I love the 27-year-old the most. I should say he's my favorite. I shouldn't say I love him the most. But he has a filter, the other ones don't, so. And I work hard. I'm a CPA. Thank you. That's a certified professional aunt. So I take my job very seriously. In case you don't know what that is, if you have children and they ask you for something and you tell them no, it's my job to say yes. I am always going to fill your children full of candy, sugar, and sweets and send them on home. And lastly, I will always offer unsolicited advice on parenting, even though I have little to no experience with humans. I spend some time with the kids, and I love spending time with them. And I also am terrified of them, because if you've ever talked to a child, you know that a child will keep you humble. Really, really. Listen, talking to a 5-year-old will humble you faster than using a white washcloth. Yeah, let that sink in. Take your time. So the kids came by my house. I wasn't expecting them, so I was in my uniform, a Snuggie, and when I tell you they wasted no time telling me everything that was wrong with my life, before they could even get in the house, the 9-year-old said, why don't you have a garage? The 5-year-old said, "Why is your car so small?" I said, "Because it's paid off." The 12-year-old walked in, he came in the house, he looked around, he said, "Aunt Ashley, do you know what a pack rat is?" I said, "Yeah." And he just looked around and said, and walked away. The 9-year-old said, "Aunt Ashley, what's wrong with your feet?" I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Your feet, why do they look like that?" And I looked down, and yes, my feet looked like I could fly over a field and scoop up a mouse with my talons. But he had no right to try to shame me into self-care. He doesn't have a job. The 5-year-old, he's my sweetheart. He's 5, so, he's sweet. Not really. But he came up to me, and he put his hands on my cheeks and got real close to my face, and he said, "Hi, Daddy." He's 5, okay? I understand his thought process. My brother and I favor, okay? I'll give him that. But my brother is bald. And his goatee is much thicker than mine. That was rude, so I put him out. And then I say crazy things when I'm with him. Like, I spent some time with him, not long ago. And I said things like, "Please don't lick the dog. No, please don't lick your brother. Please don't lick me. Why are you licking everything? Can you pee in the toilet?" The answer is no. And turns out they only talk about poop, butts, and fart. If I never have to have a conversation about poop, butts, and farts ever again, I'm fine with that. I will, though, because it turns out grown men talk about poop, butts, and farts all the time. And they don't pee in the toilet either. How about that? So, I'm pretty sure by the time I got back to my house that my tubes had tied themselves. Team Auntie for life. And it's cool. It's cool. I'm fine with it. I always thought I would have kids. But, I was more concerned about, having to get cats than kids, So, I don't know if y'all know this. So I'm 57, right? Thank y'all. Black don't crack, right? Just kidding. I'm 46. Right, so anyway, I didn't want to get cats. I don't know if you know this, but if you're a woman, single, never married, no children, and I think it's 45, the government issues you 5 cats. Mm-hmm. You can apply for a hardship at 40. So I was panicking a little bit. I was approaching cat age. I was like, I gotta do something about this. So logically, I got on the apps because I love torture. And my friends tell me I'm too picky, which I don't agree with. Just because I stopped talking to a man because he couldn't pronounce the word ibuprofen doesn't mean that I'm picky. So I got on the apps and went on there with no criteria. I mean, no criteria, just alive. And so, the right swipe, yes, left swipe, no, I was just yes, yes, yes. You live in your mom's basement, yes. You have no feet, yes. You have 6 years left on your sentence, yes. And y'all, can you believe this? It was going very, very poorly. Yeah. Matched with a guy who told me that at 49, he was working on his rap career because it was his time. He played the song for me. It indeed was not his time. He blocked me after I asked him if his name was going to be MC Medicare. I matched with another guy. I went on a date. And by date, I mean I picked him up at his house and brought him back to my house. And I'm pretty sure that was his girlfriend's house. But anyway, we had a date at my house. It was a good date. It was a good date. It was a good date. So after our good date, really good date, it was a good date, we're sitting there at the kitchen table, and he said, "I can see myself here." And I said, "Oh, it's time for you to go." So we packed up his stuff and, took him on back to his girlfriend's house. But we stopped at the Sheets. And so I'm around the corner. I got my Dr. Pepper. I come back around the corner, and this adult man is stuffing potato chip bags in his coat. I said, "God, let me go ahead and get this felon home." Back to his girlfriend. And so I got got mad, though, on the way home, not because he was stealing chips, but I was like, if you're going to steal and make me an accessory, at least steal something good like gas. So, yeah, and then I went on a date, another date, a real date, to a place. We went to went to a nice restaurant. It's called IHOP. And, yeah, so we went on the date. And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with him. He just, before we went on the date, he didn't tell me that he didn't have teeth, which is no big deal. Like, sometimes people don't have teeth. Most of the time, they're infants. Sometimes they're 50-year-old men. I just would have preferred to have a warning before I was watching him try to gum down a pork chop at the IHOP. But honestly, my maternal instinct kicked in. I grabbed that pork chop, chewed it up for him, spit it in his mouth like a baby bird, 'cause I'm a good mom. And, you know, we probably could have gone further, except he asked me to chew up his hash browns, too. And I said, sir, I'm gonna need you to have some kind of life skills. So, yeah, so I dated him for 6 months. Anyway, but dating at this age is interesting. It's really interesting. I need my men to, you know, have a little bit of a dad bod, you know, or maybe walk with a limp a little bit, you know. And I love a man who is not afraid to show me his pill case. Let me tell you what's sexy. An organized pill case? You got vitamins, minerals. Do we take minerals? I don't know. All I know is my last boyfriend, I was in a relationship. We ended up breaking up because his pill case was disorganized. I couldn't tell what was what. Like, if I needed to sneak and grab something, I didn't know what I was about to take. I didn't want to take something with testosterone in it or something, you know, just mess around. So we had to break up because of that. And honestly, I missed a lot of things about him. Like, I missed, you know, not having to fill up my gas tank because he would do that for me. Or there would be something random in my house that he would fix that I didn't even know was broken. But the thing that I miss the most about him is his bidet. Me and that bidet were in a side relationship. Yeah. There were days I would sit in that bathroom till the lights went off. That was a good bidet. A good date, yeah. But now dating, so right now, I'll tell you guys one last thing. Like right now, I feel like we're close. My secret, now I don't want to call it a secret fantasy, but like my secret, I don't know, secret shame, I don't know what you want to call it. Secret pleasure, I don't know, guilty pleasure, that's it. Guilty pleasure is, you ever see like a thug at church get really into it? Like for me, there's something about seeing like a dude who's like in a gang, and he comes to church with his wife beater and his Tim's on, and the spirit gets to him, and he's just, I'm like, ooh, so angry. Then he messes around and get baptized. Oh my God, have you ever seen a thug in a baptismal pool? He can't swim, so he's got on floaties and a life vest. Goes down in the water. They keep him down there for a minute. You know, you gotta wash that off. He comes back up, and he crip walks for Jesus. Mufasa. Real quick though, the thing about 46 is I have really been taking inventory of my life, and there are some people that I really want to apologize to for the things that I've done over my life. And if you guys will bear with me just a moment, I will just want to share this short list with you guys, okay? Okay. I would like to apologize to my friend from third grade. For promising her cool lessons if she would share her snack with me. What are cool lessons? All I know is I had that half a pack of Gushers. And, honestly, I'm hoping that that thing, really, I probably hurt her feelings. And I'm hoping that didn't change her life in a negative way. I did take some time to look her up. And honestly, she's not really even doing that great, other than being like one of the top surgeons in the state of Michigan. She's not really doing that good, so I feel bad for that. Apologize to my sister for, I was her shadow. My sister's older than me, so I was her shadow. And so she would go to school, and I would sneak and put on her clothes and wear them to school. And then she did after-school activities, so I would put them back. And even though they probably smelled like a middle school hallway, I always put them back exactly where she left them. And so I apologize to her for that. She made it up to me, or she made up for it, by wearing my clothes when I was in college instead of buying maternity clothes. Apologize to my parents for, besides existing, if my parents didn't like me, I understand why. Kids are amazing. I apologize to my mom for not believing that paper towels were expensive. Apologize to my dad for all the times when I didn't understand he said he was tired. I am tired right now. I went to bed tired. I woke up tired. I have been tired all day. Apologize to my dad for not turning off the lights. I apologize to my parents for ever saying, "Watch this." And then doing something that didn't require watching. All right, bye.
Ashley Preston, everybody! She did want me to let you guys know that she does have merch. So get your dollars ready after the show.